Most people wake up and immediately fall into the trap, rushing, reacting, drifting, without purpose. But what if the first 10 minutes of your day could rewire your entire future? This one morning decision holds the power to change your mindset, shape your identity, and dictate your success. Why? Because the way you begin is the way you become. And how? By mastering a simple, intentional ritual that prepares your mind to lead, not follow. Your future starts the moment you open your eyes. In a few moments, I will teach you how to command your mornings and completely reshape the course of your life. The morning is a mirror. If I could follow you for one morning, I could predict your future. Not because I am wise, but because your morning is a mirror. It reflects your discipline, your direction, your desires. Most people rise in reaction. They wake up to alarms, to demands. They let the world knock on their door before they knock on the door of opportunity. But the winners, they rise with intention. Every great structure stands on a foundation. Your foundation is your morning. What you do before the world sees you determines how the world treats you. The first hour after you wake up is not a time, it is a statement. It says, I am in control or I am controlled. When you step out of bed, you must step into purpose. You must reject the noise. No news, no gossip, only clarity, only focus, only the voice inside you that says, we are not here to survive, we are here to conquer. Do not drift, do not snooze. The moment you hesitate, you hand your power to fear. You tell the day that it owns you. But when you rise with fire, when you speak your goals aloud, when you write them down, when you take one small step forward, you take command. And that command becomes your compass. The morning doesn't give you power, it reveals it. And if you use it correctly, it multiplies it. You become unshakable not by what you do occasionally, but by what you do first. Your thoughts are soil. Your focus is water. Your action is sunlight. If you give your mind these three every morning, your life will bear fruit beyond measure. So ask yourself, who do I want to become? Start becoming that person before breakfast. The decision-making of doing one hard thing first. There is a powerful shift that happens when you do one hard thing first. Something you don't want to do. Something that makes your mind resist. But once you do it, the resistance loses its grip. This is the secret weapon of all high achievers. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. And how do they create it? By taking action before they feel like it. The mind is like a muscle. If you train it to surrender to comfort, it will abandon you in crisis. But if you train it to obey strength, it will become your strongest ally. So what is your one hard thing? Is it cold water? Is it silence? Is it exercise? Is it writing one page? Choose it, commit to it, and do it with all your intensity, because it is not about the task, it is about the identity it builds. When you do something hard every morning, you remind yourself who you are, a person who does not run from pressure, but rises under it. Most people hit snooze and shrink. You rise and sharpen. Most people wait. You initiate. That's the edge. That's the energy that separates a powerful life from a passive one. When the first decision of your day is victory, the rest of the day follows your example. So find your hard thing, face it, finish it, and then watch as the rest of your life begins to bow to your courage. Speak life into your future. Words create worlds. And the first words you speak each morning are not just sounds. They are seed. They shape your state, your story, your steps. Most people wake up and speak defeat. I'm tired. I'm stressed. Another long day. And guess what they get? A life that matches their language. But you are different. You wake up and declare strength. You say, I was born for this. Today I build momentum. I create peace and power wherever I go. This is not about pretending. This is about programming. The subconscious mind doesn't care if it's true. It believes what you repeat. And when you speak life, your body follows. Your habits follow. Your destiny follows. Start each morning with declarations. Say who you are. Say who you are becoming. Not with doubt, but with faith. Not with fear, but with fire. Look in the mirror and speak like a leader. Speak like someone who has already won. Speak like someone who refuses to let the past dictate the future. This is not arrogance. This is agreement with your vision, your values, your victory. So before the world speaks fear into you, you speak purpose into it. Your voice is the first voice your soul hears. Make it one worth following. The body is not just a vehicle. It is a trigger. When you move your body, you shift your state. You wake up the warrior. Have you ever noticed how slumped shoulders lead to a defeated mind? How shallow breaths lead to anxious thoughts? Your physiology writes your psychology. This is why every morning must include movement, not just exercise, but engagement. Stand tall, breathe deep, walk fast, train, stretch, sweat. Because when the body moves, the brain aligns, energy flows, clarity comes, and your confidence skyrockets. Don't wait for the perfect workout. Start with what you have. A quick walk outside, 10 minutes, 20, enough to shift from passive to powerful. Winners move. They do not sit in hesitation. They do not lounge in limitation. They rise. They move. They set a tone so strong that weakness does not feel welcome. Remember, motion creates emotion. If you want to feel different, you must move different. Make your morning sacred by making your body active. Your future self will thank you for the momentum you create today. Your morning movement is not about fitness, it is about freedom. So rise, move, and take control. Command your mind before the world does. There is a moment, quiet, fleeting, and powerful, that arrives just after you open your eyes. In that breath of awakening, your mind is wide open, vulnerable, impressionable. You have not yet been touched by the chaos of the world, not yet pulled by demands or distractions. It is in this sacred sliver of time that a choice must be made. Will you command your thoughts, or will you be commanded by the world? Most people don't recognize this power. They rise and instinctively reach for the newspaper, for the radio dial, for something outside themselves to define the moment. They fill their minds with the voices and crises of the world, politics, markets, gossip from the neighborhood. The mind, still delicate and unguarded, is quickly overrun by external burdens. Worry settles in. Comparison begins. The urgency of others overtakes the peace of their own purpose. And before the sun has fully risen, they've already lost the inner battle. Their thoughts are no longer their own. They've been drafted into someone else's war. Not a word has been spoken aloud, yet their silence has already surrendered the day. But there are others, the rare ones, the intentional few, who treat the morning like the launch pad of destiny. They understand that leadership, the kind that shapes lives and creates movements, does not begin with applause or recognition. It begins in silence, behind closed doors, before anyone else is watching. It begins in the bedroom, not the boardroom. In thought, not in noise. These individuals command their minds. They rise with intention, not reaction. Instead of reaching for the world, they reach within. They speak affirmations that anchor their identity. They visualize the person they are becoming, not someday, but now. They breathe deeply. They sit in stillness. They move their bodies to awaken their strength. They choose clarity over confusion, purpose over passivity. The first 10 minutes after waking are not trivial. They are everything. These minutes set the rhythm for the hours that follow. If those minutes are filled with power, direction, and vision, the rest of the day aligns with purpose. But if they are filled with distraction, doubt, or emotional noise, then the day becomes a reaction, a series of responses to other people's agendas, and that is no way to live. You do not have time to wake up weak, not in a world this loud, not in a world this fast. You must take hold of that first moment before the world does. You must decide what matters most, not what is trending, not what others expect, but what your spirit knows to be true. And you must do this every day, not once in a while. Repetition carves character. Discipline cements belief. So write your thoughts, even if they are scattered. Speak your vision, even if your voice trembles. Move your body, even if it resists. These are the declarations of a leader. These are the acts of someone who is becoming. You don't wait for external success to affirm your path. You walk the path because you believe in your becoming. And if you don't believe in your own destiny, how can you expect anyone else to? If you don't guard that precious moment of mental awakening, the world will rush in to claim it. The world will tell you who you are, what you should do, and how you should feel. But you were not built for that kind of slavery. You were built to lead. And every leader must first lead the self. Command your thoughts, because every thought becomes belief. Belief shapes behavior. Behavior builds destiny. This is not about self-help tricks or positive thinking fads. This is about self-leadership. And self-leadership is the first door to freedom. No one can give it to you. You must seize it. Each morning is a meeting with your mind. Don't miss the meeting. Don't arrive late or let someone else speak in your place. Show up, speak clearly, remind yourself who you are and why you're here. The headlines can wait. The messages can wait. Your purpose cannot. This is your mind. This is your mission. This is your moment. Lead it before the world follows you. Lead yourself. Write it down or lose it forever. The moment you wake up, your mind is like a fire hose, uncontrolled, powerful, full of thoughts flood in before you even realize you're awake. Ideas, worries, memories, intentions, and moments of inspiration race through your consciousness. And if you don't capture them, they vanish. Like mist in the morning sun, they fade. Ideas that are not written become ghosts. Goals that are not written become wishes. Desires that are not clarified become distractions. But here lies the secret kept by every successful man and woman of purpose. They write. Not later in the day when the world has already made its mark, but early, before the day imposes itself. They write not because it is convenient, but because it is necessary. They write not to be poetic, but to be precise, to bring shape to their swirling thoughts, to command the chaos of the mind before it takes command of them. Writing in the morning is not about being a writer. It is about being a leader of your mind, of your mission, of your life. 5 minutes, 10. That's all it takes to change the trajectory of your day. Begin by writing what is already inside you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you want, what you fear, what you know you must do. Clarity is born in ink. The act of writing is a mirror held up to your inner world. It turns the fog into form. It slows down the rush and lets you hear your own thoughts clearly. Writing takes the invisible and makes it visible. It is not just reflection, it is refinement, it is focus, it is direction. Every page you write is a commitment. Every word is a choice. When you put pen to paper, you send a signal to your subconscious that what you are thinking matters. You are giving structure to your spirit. You are saying to yourself, this is who I am, this is what I value, this is what I am building. Your mind is a garden, and writing is how you prune it. It removes the weeds of doubt. It waters the seeds of vision. It turns scattered emotions into organized thoughts. When you write, you take back control. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop wandering and start walking. Think of the great minds before you. Lincoln, who scribbled his speeches on scraps of paper. Edison, who filled notebooks with sketches and insights. Marcus Aurelius, who penned meditations not for the world but for himself. They knew something modern men forget. The mind cannot be trusted to remember what the hand refuses to record. Don't trust your memory with your future. Write it down, make it real, make it visible. Then watch how your life begins to organize around what you wrote. The goals you list become the plans you follow. The gratitude you express becomes the peace you feel. The problems you name become the solutions you seek. What you do not write down, you do not remember. What you do not remember, you do not act upon. And what you do not act upon, you do not become. A man's life is not shaped by the thoughts he has, but by the thoughts he anchors. And writing is the anchor. So start small, start simple, but start. Take up a pen, open a notebook, sit in silence. Write one line of truth, then another, and as you write, you will feel the shift. You are no longer drifting, you are directing. No longer reactive, you are intent. This is how greatness begins. Not with applause, not with perfection, but with a quiet moment, a firm hand, and a few honest words on a page. Write your way into clarity. Write your way into purpose. Write your way into power. Start with the truth. Start with your soul. Star of the morning, and write your